In the late 1960s, a shadow began stalking the streets of Northern California. Couples were attacked in the dark, victims chosen at random, or so it seemed. But this killer was different. He didn't just disappear, he wanted to be seen. Letters started arriving at newspapers. Cryptic messages, coded symbols, and one chilling demand: publish this, or more people will die. He claimed responsibility for multiple murders, taunting the police, playing a deadly game with the entire nation. No name, no face, just a symbol, a circle with a cross. And even today, his identity remains a mystery. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer. It all started on a cold December night in 1968. A young couple, parked in a quiet area on the outskirts of Vallejo, California, thought they were alone. The night was still, silent, until headlights appeared behind them. Moments later, gunshots shattered the darkness. When police arrived, one was dead, the other barely alive. At first, it seemed like just another tragic crime. But months later, it happened again. Another couple, another attack, same cold precision. Then, something even more disturbing began. Newspapers across Northern California received letters. Not just confessions, but puzzles, codes, messages written by someone who called himself the Zodiac. "I like killing people," one letter said. He wasn't hiding, he was playing a game. And the whole world was now part of it. To be continued. The letters changed everything. Inside each envelope was more than just a confession. There were coded messages, strange symbols, and one terrifying demand: publish this, or he would kill again. 3 different newspapers received parts of a cipher. When combined, it formed a chilling puzzle. Days later, a schoolteacher and his wife managed to crack it. The message revealed something disturbing, but not his identity. Instead, it spoke about his obsession. About how killing gave him pleasure. About how he believed his victims would become his slaves in the afterlife. The public was horrified, police were desperate, but the Zodiac wasn't done. He wanted attention, fear, control, and soon, he would prove just how close he could get. To be continued. July 4, 1969. Fireworks lit up the sky across California, but in a quiet parking lot in Vallejo, something far darker was about to happen. A young couple sat inside their car, enjoying the night. Then suddenly, another car pulled up beside them. The man stepped out, no warning, no hesitation. Gunshots rang out. When police arrived, both victims were found barely alive. But this time, something was different. A man called the police himself. Calm, controlled. "I want to report a double murder," he said. Then he gave details only the killer would know, before hanging up. For the first time, the Zodiac wasn't just writing letters. He was speaking, and he was getting closer. By now, fear had taken over Northern California. People avoided empty roads. Couples were afraid to be alone. The Zodiac wasn't just a killer anymore, he was everywhere. Then, another letter arrived. This time, it included a piece of a victim's bloody shirt, proof that the nightmare was real. But what he wrote next shocked everyone. He threatened to attack a school bus. "I could shoot out the front tire," he wrote, "and then pick off the kids as they come bouncing out." Panic spread instantly. Police increased patrols around schools. Parents were terrified to let their children outside. The Zodiac had done what he wanted. He didn't just kill, he controlled fear. And no one knew where he would strike next. Just when people thought they understood his pattern, the Zodiac changed the rules. September 1969. A peaceful lake. Bright daylight. No darkness to hide in. A young couple was relaxing near the water when a strange figure approached. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't hiding. He wore a black hood, with a symbol stitched on the chest. The same symbol from the letters. The Zodiac had come, face to face. He spoke calmly, almost politely, claiming he was an escaped prisoner who just needed money and a car. But then, everything shifted. He tied them up, and what happened next shocked the entire nation. For the first time, the Zodiac didn't use a gun. He wanted it to be personal. The attack at the lake left investigators stunned. This time, the victims survived long enough to tell the story. They described the hood, the symbol, the calm voice of a man who showed no emotion. For the first time, police had a real description of the Zodiac. But it still wasn't enough. Then, something chilling happened. The killer called again. He reported the crime himself, like it was nothing. No panic, no fear, just control. And then, weeks later, he struck in a way no one expected. Not in the dark, not in isolation, but in the middle of a busy city. The Zodiac was evolving, and he was becoming more dangerous than ever. October 1969, San Francisco. For the first time, the Zodiac attacked in the heart of the city. A taxi driver picked up a passenger late at night. Just another ride, nothing unusual. Until the gunshot. When police arrived, the killer was gone. But this time, there were witnesses. They saw him. For a moment, it felt like the nightmare was finally coming to an end. A suspect was even stopped by police, but somehow, he walked away. And just like that, the Zodiac vanished. The letters continued for years, filled with more codes, more threats, more mind games. But his identity, never confirmed. No arrest, no answers, only fear, and one question that still haunts the world today. If you want more real-life mysteries and dark stories like this, make sure to subscribe to Productions. Because the next story might be even more disturbing. Don't miss it.